Death is a natural part of life, and talking about it should not be a taboo or a strange thing. There's a lot that most of us don't know what happens after someone dies in terms of where the body goes. Laws and regulations dictate that a body must be handled in a certain way, which can be varied depends on the situation. Embalming is the art and science of preserving human remains by treating them with embalming chemicals. Although embalming is generally not mandatory, it is most performed to ensure a better presentation of the deceased, making them what some considered a more lifelike appearance, which can be a helpful part of the grieving process. It's not intended to cause trauma, but rather to offer a sense of closure by allowing them to see their loved one in a dignified state. At the moment of death, the body's muscles relax. They lose their ability to keep their mouth and eyes closed. They horribly leave unsettling expressions on their faces. Embalmers address rigor mortis by first manually bending and massaging the muscles, including the jaw and eyelids, to release the stiffness. In worst cases, the decedent features tongue protrusion were the prevalent manner of their death, seen in cases of asphyxiation from hanging or strangulation, and in deaths from burning and drowning. But even then, the body naturally leaking in the grave despite being embalmed, factors could be caused by casket failure or exploding casket. Livor mortis is also one of the worst factors of body decomposition, where a deceased person has this unsettling discoloration of their body. Embalming is very important because it's not only making the dead look alive, it is also slowing down the decomposition process and eliminating the smell of death. After the body is washed and embalmed, a deceased person is dressed. This process, similar to dressing a baby, sometimes using tools or techniques like cutting garments down the back for easier placement. The embalmer then placed the prepared body into a coffin. Using a body lift, or by hand, carefully positioning it on the casket. With the head elevated by a pillow and making final adjustments to the head and folded hands before closing the casket. A mortuary makeup artist prepares the deceased by applying cosmetics and styling the dead's hair. This rule provides significant comfort to grieving families by helping them remember their loved one as they were in life. Some others even have special treatment. If the body is emaciated or dehydrated, a Botox for the dead, called feature filler, is a liquidy substance injected into sunken cheeks or dehydrated lips. It works like cosmetic filler by restoring volume and smoothing out features in a diseased face. And if the deceased person is obese, some often find being asked about their body size offensive and triggering due to societal stigma. But morticians needs to know the disease size to ensure they have the correct equipment and enough staff to safely transport and handle the body, not out of judgment. A mortician cannot perform body modification like removing fat or shrinking an obese body, as these are not parts of the mortuary process. After all, if you want to paint the face, you get to have a face to paint. And when the subject has been decapitated, a skillful mortician can usually handle this problem. For the people who wouldn't be seen dead in a boring old coffin, the only way to go out in style is to get palm full of embalming fluid and pose up like a waxwork at your own funeral. If the body was autopsied, a mortician handles the body by performing post-mortem restoration, including reinserting and arranging organs, filling the body cavities, and suturing incisions before proceeding with standard post-mortem care like embalming and presentation for funeral services, ensuring the deceased is respectfully prepared and presented to the family, despite any incisions from the autopsy. Bodies may not be claimed by family due to financial reasons, lack of next of kin, family estrangement, or the family waiving the rights to the body. In these cases, a public funeral home or the state becomes responsible, often leading to cremation or burial arranged by the county or municipality. Forgotten in debt or abandoned by loved ones, thousands of unclaimed bodies piled up, overcrowd the morgue. While the concept of embalming has been around for centuries, modern embalming didn't become common practice until the Civil War era. The big question, is embalming really necessary? The answer is no. Embalming is not necessary. It is a choice, not a legal requirement in most places. But it is often used to preserve the body for a public viewing or to delay decomposition for funeral arrangement or travel. In the days before the chemical embalming, people were buried without preservatives, allowing the body to decompose naturally. If embalming was not performed, bodies were buried directly in the earth. The body was often wrapped in the shroud or placed in the wooden coffin. That's why the traditional grave were always dug 6 feet under.